Before starting my discussion, I'd like to request all of you, we will start this discussion with the part of Mool Mantra, so everyone can join me. Ik Oankar Satnam Karta Purakh Nirbhau Nirvair Akal Moorat Ajuni Saibhang Gur Parsa Jap Ad Sach Jugad Sach Hai Bhi Sach Nanak Hosi Bhi Sach. Guru Pyari Sat Sangat Ji, or in other words I can say congregation of Almighty Vaheguru Ji. As we all know, every individual have different state of mind, behavior and nature. Today we are present here to discuss about some different outlooks of life. Some of us pray for wealth, some for good health, some for success, and some of us have family issues as well. Guru Pyari Sat Sangat Ji, but we are here to enlighten ourselves by comprehending the Shabad Guru, which will help us to live a more balanced, happy and contented life. We just heard a Shabad which is related to our significant topic of life and death from our Ragi Jatha Bhai Sahib Bhai Taminder Singh Ji. And this Shabad is stated by Guru Nanak Sahib Ji Maharaj in the daily evening Bani of Rehraj Sahib on page 9 in Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. This Shabad also mentioned in the beginning of Rag Asa on page 349 in Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. The wording of this Shabad are आँखां जीवा विसरै मर जाऊं, आँखां जीवा विसरै मर जाऊं. And in this sentence, two words stand out. One is jiva, which means life, and another one is mar, that means death. And these two words are related to a significant topic, life and death. We have to understand how are life and death depicted in the Bani of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. I'd like to start my lecture by referring to an anecdote in the life of Guru Nanak Sahib Ji Maharaj, which is related to a particular religious journey. One day Guru Nanak Sahib Ji Maharaj gave Bhai Mardana Ji a piece of paper and told him to go to town to ask people what was true and what was false. After asking a lot of people what their definition were, and Bhai Mardana Ji returning with the piece of paper and gave it back to Guru Nanak Sahib Ji Maharaj. As we know, the words on the paper are life is false, but death is true. But do you know what was the message behind this Saki? What is the meaning of these words, life is false and death is true? When we read the findings of Bhai Mardana Ji, we discover life is false means, according to the Gurbani, Wari apo apni koi na bandai teer. No one will remain in this world, that's why life is false. And similarly, when we say death is true, that means जो उपजो सो बिनस है परों आज के काल. Death is true means everyone has to leave this world, and this is irrefutable. But another meaning of these words are, life is fall means whatever we earn in this materialistic world during our lifetime will not remain with us. All the things and comforts we enjoy are the momentary pleasures. These worldly possessions will not likely to give us the peace of mind, satisfaction, and contentment, as they are transient and temporary. And death is true means when we conquer our 5 inner warriors, eradicate all the shortcomings and deficiencies, destroy self-centeredness and egoistic thoughts from inside, then we will attain truth, which is the purpose of this human life. I'd also like to explain some other aspects for the better understanding of my topic, and these points are: what is life? What is the purpose of this human life? What are the effects of karma? What is that and why do we fear it? And then we go to our conclusion. Our first point, what is life? Someone says life is like a brief intermission between birth and death. But what does Gurbani say about life? In Gurbani, Guruji says, Jag Jeevan Aisa, Supne Jaisa, Jeevan Supan Samanan. Guru Sahib Ji says, life in our world is like a dream. When we are sleeping, sometimes we see a lot of places, things and people in our dream. And in our dream, we spend our time with them. We sharing our thoughts, we sharing our happiness, joys and sorrows with them. However, when we wake up, we realize that everything that had happened in our dream was an illusion. And that was not true. Similarly, in our life, we think that our observations, our achievements, and wealth that we have earned are over. But after death, everyone knows that we came here with empty hands and will leave likewise. Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj also described what is the life in Gurbani. Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj says, Jaise jalte Buddha, upje binse neet, jag rachna taise rachi, kahu nanak sunmeet. Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj says, life is like a bubble in the water. It swells when air enters water, and after a while, the bubble disappears by merging into the water. Similarly, all the creation is created by Almighty Vaheguru Ji, and as long as the time cycle of breath is sustained, we say they are alive. But when the breathing chain breaks, we say they are dead. As a result, in the Gurbani, Guru Sahib Ji says, life is like a dream or life is like a bubble in the water. Life is a transient or a temporary, that's why life is false. But what is the meaning of life in layman language? Once life asked death, why do people love me a lot but hate you? Then death responded very beautifully, it is because you are a beautiful lie and I am a painful truth. But what is the meaning of life according to layman languages? Life is like a segment between B to D, where B stands for birth and D stands for death. But what is between B and C? There is one more letter between B and D, that is C. C stands for challenge. Many challenges come while going through the journey of life. But you do not have to worry, because if you perform righteously, God will help you in every sphere of life. He will guide you on how to solve all your problems, troubles, difficulties. One of the challenges, C stands for is choice. And as you may be known, our life is a matter of choices. Choice is your prerogative, so you do what you have to do and you do not do what you do not have to do. Wise people say, if you live well, and it will never go wrong. So, what is the purpose of this human life? Each and everything has its own destination, aim, and in life, not only human being, even a speck of dust has its own destination. We can easily observe that speck of a dust that is hovering in the sky will definitely descend to the earth because its destination is the earth. And in Gurbani, Guru Sahib Ji says, Bhai prapat manuk de huriya, Gobind bilan ki eh teri bariya. This human life is the chance to meet with Almighty Vaheguru Ji. Because our destination, our aim is to meet with Vaheguru Ji. Islamic scholars classify their followers to 7 categories. And in Hinduism, there are 4 types of Hindus. In Christianity, there are 5 types of Christian. However, in Sikhism, Guruji has classified people as possessing 2 types of mentality. That is Gurmukh and Manmukh, who have their different goals and also way to achieve them. What are the differences between the aim of a Manmukh or a Gurmukh? Gurmukh lives for inner self, but Manmukh lives outwardly. Gurmukh earns wealth righteously and also strives for truth. But Manmukh also tries to gather materialistic wealth by all means, that is by hook or crook. Gurmukh is compassionate or kind-hearted, but Manmukh is self-centered. Gurmukh makes many sacrifices and fulfills the commitments expected by the Guru. Deeds and actions of the Manmukh are against the teachings of Vaheguru Ji. I'd like to share an historical event. When Alexander the Great was marching with his army, he saw a monk sitting beside the road, and he was meditating earnestly and was unaware about what was happening nearby. Eventually, Alexander aroused the monk and asked him who he was. The monk replied, I am a sadhu and sitting in a relaxation mode. In turn, the monk asked who he was. Then Alexander replied, I am a king of the kings. My name is Alexander the Great. Then the monk asked him, where had he come from and where was he going? Then Alexander replied, I am returning after conquering a few nations and am going to conquer the another nations. Then the monk asked him, what was he after? Then Alexander replied, I am going to conquer the whole world. What are you going to do after conquering the whole world? Inquired the monk. Then Alexander replied, he would relax and enjoy the life. This caused the monk to remark, did he think that after conquering the whole world, after slaughtering so many people and inflicting a lot of cruelty, would he get the peace of mind? The monk replied, I am relaxed and satisfied without conquering a single piece of land, because he know the reality of life. He know the truth of this life. Nothing is permanent in this world. And as you may know, when Alexander the Great was dying, he ordered that his hand to be put out of his coffins, that people could see that Alexander the Great, who had conquered so many nations, was departing empty-handed. And similarly, instead of living righteously, we are dying to conquer others and to fulfill our worldly desires. And these desires emerge due to our mind being attracted toward materialistic things. And thus, willingly or unwillingly, we have made ourselves participants of that race that will never end. And this is the main cause, this is the main reason why people facing miseries, problems, and troubles. It also provides the answer why people live a more depressed life comparing to the previous time. And it is also because the purpose of human life is not just to live comfortably in this materialistic world, but always remember Almighty Vaheguru Ji. It is not only to enjoy the pleasurable moments with family, with relatives, or with friends, but also to remember the source of happiness. Bhagat Ravidas Ji tell us what is the key purpose of this human life in this Shabad, which is on page 694 of Rag Tanasri. Bhagat Ravidas Ji says, "Bahut janam bichre the madho, e janam tumhare lekhe, keh Ravidas, आस लग जीवो चिर भयो दर्शन देखे. We are separated from God due to our deeds. And because of this separation, we are trapped in the cycle of reincarnation. And this is life is a chance to attain truth by which one can break the chain of incarnation and reach one's destination, that is God. While we listen to this Shabad, these wordings of Bhagat Ravidas ji, we realize that we are separated from God because of our deeds, which means karam, and karam plays a vital role in our life. Our next point, what are the effects of karam? The meaning of karam in different languages are, in Tamil version is hand, Korean version is generous, Arabic version is noble nature, Punjabi version is magnanimity, American version is liberality, African version is generous. But in Gurbani, Guruji mentioned karam in two forms. One is karam, that means actions and deeds of people. And second karam, which means kindness or mercy of Almighty Vaheguruji. In these two shabads, Guru Sahib Ji says, Kirat karam ke vichde, kar kirpa melo ram. In this shabad, karam express the deeds and actions of people. And in second line, karam milay akhan tera nao. In this sentence, karam describes the graceful or compassionate nature of Almighty Vaheguruji. Both the words karam and karam related to each other because deeds and actions of people depend upon the mercy or grace of Almighty Vaheguruji. Whatever we earn, whatever we do through our actions or thoughts can play a vital role in our life. Our deed express what type of people we are, what our behavior and mentality are, and even our future depends upon our present deeds. And in the structure of human body, there are the 5 karam indriya that are speaking, holding, moving, procreating, and eliminating. And 5 gyan indriya, these are hearing, touching, seeing, tasting, and smelling. And we perform karam both physically and psychologically with surat, mat, man, and buddh. And in Gurbani, Guru Sahib Ji says, Karmi apo apni ke nede ke dur. Guru Nanak Sahib Ji says in the Bani of Japji Sahib, according to their deeds, some people are closer to God, while others are farther away from God. And in Gurbani, Guru Sahib Ji says, Jeha bijay so lunay karma sandada khet. Guru Arjan Dev Ji explains the significance of karam in human life by saying, whatever we plant, so will we harvest in the field of karam. I'd like to share a little story from the life of Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Maharaj. Through this anecdote, Guruji teaches us what are the differences between the karam of people and karam of Almighty. One day, a Sikh came to Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Maharaj. He listened Gurbani and observed. Gurbani says, Lekh na mitai he saki, jo likhya kartar. And in second Shabad, Gurbani says, Gur ka Shabad kate kot karam. Then Sikh asked a question to Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Maharaj, is there any contradiction between these two Shabads? Then Guruji replied, no. We have what we did and we will get from what we are doing. Then the Sikh asked, what is the benefit for coming the Sadh Sangat if everything is predestined? Then Guruji replied, before I answer your question, you will have to bring a stamp. The Sikh quickly brought a stamp, and then Guruji showed him a stamp and asked him to read the words on the stamp. Then the Sikh replied, Guruji, it is very difficult to read these wordings because these words on stamp are in reverse order. Then Guruji did, all right. Now bring a piece of paper. The Sikh brought it and then followed the Guruji. Immediately, Guruji stamped on the paper and again asked him to read. This time, he read the words of the stamp on the paper very easily. Then Guruji asked him, before it was stamped on paper, you were unable to read. And after being stamped, how are you able to read without any problem? Then Sikh replied, Guruji, at the first, the words stamped on the paper were in reverse order. And after you stamped on the paper, it became easy to read because the words were reflected in the right order. Guru Sahib Ji says similarly, when we come in the congregation of Vaheguru Guruji, when we come in the Sadh Sangat, we bow our head in the front of Guruji, then Guruji reforms our bad deeds and bestows his grace upon us through the knowledge of Shabad, through the Gurbani. And the cycle of karma is also similar. Deeds converts to actions, action become behavior, and behavior changes to pralabdha, and their fruits are dukh and sukh, or we can say happiness and sorrow. And in Gurbani, Guru Sahib Ji says, Jo main kiya, so main paya, dosh na dijay avarjana. Whatever I did, for that I have suffered. I do not blame anyone else. But most probably, we emphasize on the development of social life. These are some common aims of our life are be good in studies, secure a good job, run a successful business, earn sufficient money, build properties, lead a stylish lifestyle, maintain personality. But by being involved in all these activities, we forget the Almighty. Because Maya misguides us and we forget our aims, which is the main reason of our miseries, problems and troubles. Our purpose is to build a relationship with God while we are alive. Our last point, what is death and why do we fear it? What is the meaning of death? People have different versions of this statement. Some of them says death is the end of life. Death is defined as the separation of the soul and the body. Death is the end of all the actions and thoughts. Death is like leaving the body, just like leaving any vehicle after a journey. And death is ignorance from righteousness. But we have to discuss this point in two parts. First one is physical death. What does Gurbani say about physical death? Guru Sahib Ji says, "Ik binsai, ik asthir manai, acharj lakhe hona jaye." Guruji says, pain of separation is the most severe pain in life. And death is the reality of life. Everyone will have to face it. But what is the inexplicable is that we all overlook this part of our life. In Gurbani, Guru Sahib Ji says, "Maran likhaye, mandal mein aaye." Guruji states, departure of the soul is confirmed before its arrival. In Gurbani, Guru Sahib Ji says, "Renar e sachi jitar, sagal jagat hai jaise supna binsat lagat na bar." In this Shabad, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji says, "Oh my mind, comprehend the universal truth of life. In this world, our life passing in an instant like night passes in dreams." So what is spiritual death? Spiritual death is separation from God. Ending of breath is not a spiritual death, but the end of honesty, contentment, and goodness in life is the spiritual death. Our own disobedience and unawareness of righteous deeds is called a spiritual death. A sinful action or thought is the cause of spiritual death. If a righteous man turns away from righteousness and does evil, he will die a spiritual death. In Gurbani, Guruji defines spiritual death, "Aakhan jima, visre mar jao." Chanting the name of the Lord is life and forgetting his blessings is death. In Gurbani, Guruji says, "Nanak, jit vele visre mera swami, tit vele mar jaye jiyo mera." Whenever people forget the teachings and blessings of the Almighty is when they die spiritually. In Gurbani, Guru Sahib Ji says, Badshah, Shah Vapari Marna. Guru Arjan Dev Ji says, even kings, politicians, businessmen, armed force, and common person have to die according to their turn. And after reflecting on this, a question rises in my mind, and I know this happens to all of us. If everything is happening by the will of God, if death is confirmed and predestined, so why do we have to fear it? People fear death because dying means giving up everything. Your body, your mind, your observation, and things that you have collected. People know very well death means that's all. Life has to end in death. And all the things you have done, the services you perform, the books read, the knowledge acquired, the experiences faced, the pleasures cherished, the family bonds built will all end in death. And to attain worldly achievements and possessions, a person can cross any limit in our life. Everyone wants to enjoy the pleasures of their success as well as fear that they may lose what they have achieved in their lives. So, in conclusion, one who knows the aim of life lives in a bliss, not fearing death because one is not trapped in the pleasures of this materialistic world. One knows death is not a matter of greed. It is the time of separation from this world as well as the time to merge with Almighty. And this is the essential purpose of this human life. In concluding my talk, I wish to draw your attention to what is the purpose of life as stated in the Bani of Sohila Sahib. Guru Sahib Ji says, Sambat Saha Likhya, Milkar Pavo Tel, Deho Sajan Asisadiya, Jo Hove Sahib So Mel. In this Shabad, Guru Sahib Ji says, just like we arrange for a wedding, so we should be prepared for death in the same way. That is, merriment ensues on both occasions. And actually, death is our reunion with the Almighty. And we should be prepared for it instead of expressing grief over it. So for the better understanding of this topic, now I'd like to request Ragi Jatha Bhai Taminder Singh Ji, they'll sing a Shabad of Bhagat Kabir Ji, Dev Karo Daya, Mohe Marg Lavo, Jit Peh Bandhan Tute. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa,